Welcome to the Ms. Fritzie Problem Solving Series. Ms. Fritzie is a program that can be used with students of any age, from pre-kinder to grade 8. It's a program that reinforces estimation, reasonableness, collaborative working, problem-solving strategies, and real-life problem-solving situations. When you're ready to learn more about Ms. Fritzie, click Next to continue. Ms. Fritzie is a delightful character who loves math, but never checks her work. So, when presented with a problem, sometimes her answer is reasonable, but most of the time her answer is unreasonable. Select each of the options on the left for details. Once you've reviewed each section, click Next to continue. As teachers, we would often like to see into the mind of the author of an educational program, so that we may understand what that person had in mind when creating the lesson. Click the Launch Mind Script button to help you see inside the author's mind when introducing Ms. Fritzie to your classroom. Please keep in mind that it is by no means necessary to read this script to your students, or even adhere to the verbiage. The mind script is intended as a vehicle for you to see the direction the initial Ms. Fritzie experience was intended to take. Consider it your springboard, and as such, it will need to be adapted to your students' needs and to your teaching style. Once you've reviewed the mind script, click Next to see how the actual grade modules work. When you purchase one of the Ms. Fritzie grade modules, you will be presented with a list of the activities that you may select for use in your classroom. To open an activity, simply click on the button. The button will change color for those activities that you have already viewed or used. At any time, you may toggle between the English and Spanish version of the activity menu by clicking the Español button. Also, at the bottom right of the screen, you can click on the Topics and Concepts button for a summary of the topics, math concepts, and any required manipulatives for all the activities. Some of the activities may require the use of a conversion chart, which is available by clicking the Conversion Chart button. All the resources you require to successfully introduce Ms. Fritzie to your students are available whenever you need them. When you open an activity, you will be presented with the problem that Ms. Fritzie is attempting to solve, and for which your students must decide whether she is being reasonable or unreasonable. As with the activity menu, you can toggle between the English and Spanish version of the activity by clicking the Español button. When you are done with the activity, simply click on the Return to Topics button to return to the main menu. Now it's time to see Ms. Fritzie in action. Click Next to continue. Let's take a look at some examples of Ms. Fritzie problems and actual solutions from students. This is an example of a kinder level question. Ms. Fritzie looked at a bucket balance that was comparing the weight of a bottle of glue and a rock. This is what she said. "The rock weighs more than the glue," she reported. For this problem, students had access to an actual balance, as well as glue and a rock in the proper proportions. Here is an actual poster created by kinder students. The pair of students explained that Ms. Fritzie was unreasonable, because if the rock were heavier, it would be at the bottom. But the glue was at the bottom, so the glue must be heavier. Here is an example of a grade 3 question. Ms. Fritzie looked through a kite catalog to select 4 kites for the annual Kites in the Sky contest. The least expensive kite was $5. The most expensive kite was $9. She figured the least her total could be would be $10, and the most expensive her bill could be would be $18. In this poster, created by actual grade 3 students, they showed how Ms. Fritzie was being very unreasonable. If she bought only the cheapest kites, her bill would be $20, not $10. Your students will be engaged as they logically reason through a problem or situation, all the while strengthening their abilities to organize thoughts, explain their thinking, and defend their actions. Another important element of the Ms. Fritzie problem-solving series is what's commonly referred to as social learning. Ms. Fritzie is more than just a series of online courses. It's a community of teachers and students, all sharing ideas, experiences, and the solutions that they have seen or observed for the Ms. Fritzie problems. Once you've purchased one of the Ms. Fritzie course modules, or you've registered on the website as a user, visit the Forms section. Select the Ms. Fritzie problem-solving series link and begin interacting with other users. In these forms, you can review existing topics created by other users, and, if you want, reply to these topics. You can also upload images as an attachment to any topic. We strongly encourage all Ms. Fritzie users to share images of the solutions that they have seen from students. To view or reply to a topic, select the appropriate grade level. From this screen, you can view all the postings and see any images attached to the posts. To enter a message, simply type it in the provided box, adding any formatting that you may desire. You can also choose to receive email notifications of any follow-up replies. To upload an image, simply click on the Choose File button, navigate to the desired image, and click Open. When you then click Submit on the post, the image will be automatically attached to the entry. The Ms. Fritzie problem-solving series is truly the problem-solving that kids love to do. If you have any questions on the program, please use the contact information on your screen. We look forward to you introducing Ms. Fritzie to your students very soon.